Today is a day I've been looking forward to for quite a long time, and that's because at the beginning of this year I went out to Japan to explore the Koi Carp farms. Visiting those koi farms was awesome, and certainly something that I'd wanted to do since I was quite young, to be honest. I actually travelled out to Japan not to go and buy a koi, but just to learn more about them. I wanted to visit the farms and the koi breeders so that I could get a better understanding of why koi are so valuable and why people really like them and like keeping them all across the world. What I didn't expect was that whilst I was there, I'd actually see a specific fish that I really fell in love with really and wanted to buy. I really like koi because they are very colourful. They come in so many different patterns and colours, and also because they're just quite a lot bigger than most other pet fish. The fish that I'd bought in Japan was around 60 centimetres, and the variety was a chagoi. This is the Japanese name given to a fish with this particular coloration. Importing the fish from Japan and bringing it back home wasn't too difficult. The guys who I visited Japan with, Japan Koi Export, they worked on all that, they sorted that all out. And I was a little bit worried that the fish might get hurt or damaged during transit, but the way they transport them in carefully packaged up boxes with enough water and oxygen for the fish to be fine. Yeah, they said they never really have any problems transporting fish all across the world to people who want to buy them. To make sure the pond was ready for my big new fish, I had done some water tests the week before. Effectively, what I was doing was checking if the water parameters were safe. Ammonia, nitrite and nitrate are all toxic to fish, and the test kit showed that there was none present in my pond, which meant the filter system was doing its job perfectly. This should be where my koi carp is located. Let's go find it. The fish that I bought in Japan, Charlie, the chagoi. Chagoi is the variety of koi which is sort of like that golden browny colour, and apparently they grow much bigger, as we've seen by the one in there, which is absolutely massive. It's like almost a metre long. Maybe my one will grow that big in a few years. But yeah, it's in here somewhere. We're going to find it and yeah, bring it home. Now it was time to net Charlie and bring him home. One thing I noticed was the change in the colour of the fish. Whilst in Japan it seemed to be lighter, and apparently the water quality in England is slightly different, which results in the fish's colours darkening slightly. My fish was slipped into a bag with some pond water and oxygen added to make it easy for him to breathe whilst we travelled home. Well, my fish is now inside a box and a couple of bags. Oh, it's heavy. It's very heavy. There he is. Hey! I floated the bag on the pond to allow the water temperature to equalise. I've waited about 25 to 30 minutes now, so should be ready to go. I'm going to get Charlie into her new home. It's a lot bigger than the other ones in here. Out you come, mate. There we go. Oh wow, he's so big. When I put my fish into the pond, it was a little bit shy. For about a week, I'd say. It's kind of just like getting a new pet cat or dog. They take a little bit of time to settle in, but after about a week, my fish was feeding up on the surface, feeding out of my hand, very, very tame, and seems pretty comfortable, seems pretty happy in its new home. It's going to sit on the bottom, I think. The other fish are swimming like straight over to see it. Yeah, look, the other koi's just gone along like checking him out. What are you? Since becoming really interested in koi and visiting Japan, I've learned that there are a lot more different varieties than I ever previously thought. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different patterns and colour variations of koi. The other thing I've learned is that they actually grow quite a lot bigger than you'd expect. You think of a carp, you think of a fish, you think fish and chip sized fish, that's quite big. But actually, koi can grow in the right conditions and with enough food, well over 1 metre long. And because koi can grow so big, myself and my brother are actually going to build a new pond in the garden this winter. We're going to make it about double the size of the current one, so we can have Charlie, the fish that is in the pond now, into its new home, along with a few more fish of a similar size. So now Charlie has actually been living in my pond for about 2 months, and I'm pretty sure it's already grown quite a bit. I didn't measure it, annoyingly, so I don't know specifically, but it's very, very hungry and definitely the most tame fish in the pond.